Shalom Aleichem and welcome to Machin Leira Online Smicha. Many people enjoy the sport of fishing in vacation time, summertime, and they go fishing either themselves or with their friends, and it's relaxing. Or for whatever reason they want to catch fish to eat. Now I'd like to discuss some halachas that are brought in the Rambam and Shulchan Aruch about when you go fishing. First of all, when you go fishing, what right do you have to catch a fish and voila, it belongs to you? Who is the previous owner of the fish that you could just take it away from? So the Rambam in Hilchos Chiyuv Matana, Perek Aleph addresses this, and there are a couple of halachas. When you learn them, you could come to a clear understanding when you catch a fish and when you're allowed to keep it, what's called taking away from somebody else. But the Rambam establishes one rule: hahefker, things that are ownerless. Kol hamachzik bo zacher. Anybody, whoever gets it first, he acquires it. And the Rambam goes on to say, hamidbaros, hanaharos, hanachalim, any objects found in deserts, or in rivers, or in streams, kol shabahem, whatever is within those places, hefker, is ownerless, is free for all. The chol hakoydim behem zacha. And the Rambam brings examples: the grass from those places, the woods from those places, if any fruits grows in the places, all belongs to the first one who collects them. Then the Rambam goes on to address the fishing area, a fishing story. So the Rambam says in the Halacha Beis, Hatzad dogim, one who catches fish, min hayamim umin anhares, from sea or river, right? And then the same thing would be for hunting. Hoyu ve'ein lahem bailim, since these species, these fish don't have previous owners, whoever catches the fish, as long as he's catching it in the yam, in the nar, zacha. But you cannot go into if your friend has a property that has a lake and the lake belongs to him and there are fish there, and you can't go into your friend's field. And even over there, says the Rambam, if you walked into a person's private property and you put out a fishing rod and you caught a fish from his property, kana, because as it's still in the water, it's ownerless. An interesting halacha. However, if the fish were not in the water, if the fish were already in a tank or something, obviously the tank, since the tank belongs to somebody, then if somebody, even if it's a big tank, a big pool, or something like that, and you chop one out, even though you have to do something to get it. It's not like you can't see the ownership, because whoever wants to take it has to show an act, has to actually do something to chop the fish. So you would think there's still hefker. No, but if it's in a contained keli, a tank, or anything like that, even if it's a very big one, anybody who fishes in such an area from a private place is considered a goslin, says the Rambam. Excuse me. So what happens if two people go on a boat? Two people go on a boat, they go fishing. So and a fish jumps into their boat. Who does that fish belong to? Says the Rambam, Dogim shekafzu l'toich hasmina, that's an halacha hey. Fish that jump into somebody's boat, kana bal hasmina. Whoever owns the boat, he has the rights to that fish. Why? Because since he's the owner of the boat is considered a chatzer hamishtameres. When something comes into your property that it's not guarded, it's open, so you don't acquire what comes into your property. But because the boat is your guarded property, it's not free for all. So whatever falls into it, whatever jumps into it, whatever hefker jumps into it becomes yours. And the Rambam indirectly says a very beautiful chiddush. He says, a chutzner, a domain, a property doesn't move from place to place. And here we have a boat that is on the water and it's moving from place to place. Why would the concept of chutzner apply on a moving boat? Says the Rambam, ve'ena chutzner hama'aleches, don't consider this a moving courtyard which doesn't acquire things that go in there, because the courtyard is, in this case, the boat is stable. Shamayim heim shemelichem loisoi. It's the water that's pushing it. In itself is not going on its own. It's being pushed by water. So because it's being pushed by an outside force, it's considered, it has a din of a chutzner, and whatever falls into it belongs to the owner of the boat.